on Actions Detrimental, Denny admitted he took out Ross Chastain. He knew he was going to get passed by a bunch of folks. Ross was on the outside, and he just said, "You're coming with me." They had a long talk. He said on his podcast, NASCAR did not like it. So now, after that, where he said initially he wasn't going to appeal, now he is appealing. He said it was hard racing and there was no manipulation in the results. Ben, do you believe Denny has a shot of winning this appeal?
I mean, this is just beautiful, guys. This is a beautiful moment. This is beautiful irony. He names his podcast Actions Detrimental, and now he gets a penalty from NASCAR for actions detrimental to stock car racing. I think what Denny Hamlin has with this podcast is great. I think he's a very important voice in the sport. I love it. He speaks his mind. He's open. He's honest. And you know that he's going to keep it real with you, right? He's going to speak what's on his mind. And he doesn't care how the fans react. But at the same time, I mean, you say you weren't going to appeal, and now you say you are going to appeal for something that you openly admitted you were doing. Good luck with that, man. That's all I'm going to say there. I don't see it happening. I'm with you, Robbie. I think there's as my old middle school gym coach or a gym teacher said, slim to none and slim's out of town. That's the chances that Denny Hamlin has of winning this appeal.
Yeah. And I think all of us here still have a better chance of being ahead of Justin Haley in the standings after this week than Denny Hamlin winning the appeal, because he admitted, I mean, Denny Hamlin's one of the best I think we've ever seen in the sport, one of the most important voices, especially now with Kevin Harvick retiring. I think Denny Hamlin can possibly be moving into that role along with those guys like Kyle Busch, being the veteran of the sport, knowing what's going on. But when Denny Hamlin literally had actions detrimental and admitted to wrecking Ross Chastain, if you watch the he kept hitting him after he hit the wall. I don't know why Denny Hamlin was just that angry. And we were even discussing the race last week at Phoenix, talking about like Chastain and Hamlin were in the top 10. What happened? Because there was like no camera coverage. And I remember looking at the unofficial results, seeing them like either 22nd, 23rd, 24th, one of those spots. Like, what happened? And then watching the in-car camera, then watching Denny Hamlin. You gave Denny Hamlin the microphone, Dale Jr., and now he's admitting to things that are going on. So not a great look for Hamlin, but one thing you got to respect about him, obviously, is he will speak his mind, but he really pulled the Uno reverse card out in terms of saying, yeah, I wrecked him. And then he's like, I'm going to appeal this. I think, I mean, on the bright side of this whole situation, his podcast probably has more viewers now, but on the downside, he's down 25 points and $50,000. So that's how I look at it as well. So I agree with both Robbie. I agree with you, Ben. No chance. No. And if it is, we'll have to eat crow like we have many times on this show.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the question, right? Are you willing to sacrifice 25 points for the extra revenue that more listeners coming to your podcast brings in? Maybe he can use that extra revenue to pay any fines that he's going to receive. I don't know what he was thinking here, but maybe he's playing 4D chess or something, and all of us are just going to be trying to catch up. But I don't see him winning this appeal at all. I think he's got a 0% chance of doing it, but we've had to eat crow before. I had to eat crow 2 weeks ago when Fernando Alonso took that Aston Martin to a podium. So we'll see what happens.
It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Robbie brings up about the extra shot down the straight as well that you mentioned, Matt. Yeah, you admitted on the podcast you did this, and now you're going to try to say, oh, it was just hard racing. No, you said you let go of the wheel and you're coming with me. If you're let go of the wheel, that's not hard racing. That's deliberately going up the track, not to improve your position, but to slow down somebody. I just can't believe this. It's like, it was going to be interesting when Actions Detrimental came out. I thought this is going to be a lot of fun. See what Danny has to say each and every week. And already, less than 5 races in, I feel like now that's really crossing the line where you admit something and you're going to get a penalty for it. But just
he said he's making an appeal to the people too. So I guess we'll have to listen Monday and see what he means by that.
It's going to be really interesting to see how Denny Hamlin handles this. And then I think now he's going to get a lot of folks listening to the next podcast to see what he has to say after this race weekend